I bought this springy thing off Amazon for 20 quid and it's transformed my Vitus Zenium on the turbo and outside. However, there are a few catches. Stay tuned and I'll tell you what they are. So this was the view from my flat window last night. Cold, wet, dark and miserable. Absolutely no way I was going out on the bike, which could mean only one thing. Yep, the turbo trainer. This is what I did last night. 3 times 10 minutes of miserable sweet spot. Can't say I enjoy it, but it is good, effective training. I get super uncomfortable on the turbo trainer and after 10 minutes I start fidgeting about and want to get off. And a friend suggested I try one of these. It's a rockerboard. Stick your bike in it and it just makes the bike feel more like it's on the road. Unfortunately, this is never going to work for me because I live in a flat and it's just not going to fit in. I've got nowhere to put it. But it got me to thinking, what can I do to try and soften the bike off a bit so it's just not like rock hard and super uncomfortable. And then this thing popped up on my Instagram feed. It's a 20 quid thing from Amazon and it's by a well-known brand called Best. I think I said that right. I thought, heck, I'll give that a go. It's on the turbo. No one's ever going to see it. Why not? So I ordered it. Amazon Prime. Turned up the next day. Boom. But for me, holy moly, it definitely helps. It's a bit fiddly to set up. It was quite hard to stop these bits rubbing on my inner thighs. And when I first started trying to set it up, the bolt was the other way round. So I was trying to get the Allen key underneath here, which as the seat got closer and closer to the end, I couldn't get the Allen key in. So I switched the bolt round and then I could put the Allen key through the slot in the saddle and that made it a lot easier. The fact is you don't want it too springy, so I found that was a good setting for me and it just adds that little bit of movement to the saddle to stop it feeling so rock hard and uncomfortable. Now don't get me wrong, nothing can make the turbo particularly comfy, but this definitely helped a little bit for me. So I was happy for 20 quid. Now I want to do some gravel and cyclocross this winter, but being a part-time YouTuber isn't particularly glam, I'm afraid. So there's no chance of me buying a dedicated CX bike or gravel bike. So this, my winter road bike, the Zenium, is going to have to make do. So this is the Zenium from Vitus. It's not a bad bike. This is the 2021 version. And I bought this for my winter bike last year. And I bought it because it was cheap. It's carbon. And it actually has quite interesting geometry. If I just compare it to the Specialized Roubaix, you can see that the Zenium has a very slack head angle and a really long wheelbase, even in comparison to another endurance bike. And that was another reason why I bought it. I thought it would be nice and stable and comfortable and make a pretty good winter bike. And to be fair, it's okay. But I have to be honest, and I expected it to be a lot more comfortable on the road. The previous winter bike I had, the Attain Race, I found a lot more comfy. This was actually an aluminium bike. Unfortunately, the frame cracked on this bike, and that's why I bought the Zenium. To be fair to Cube, they replaced the frame, but it's sitting in the corner of my room and I've just not been bothered to put it back together yet. The Zenium will take up to 30mm tyres, so I thought it might be worth trying some 33s on it, just to see whether I get away with it. And it does. It takes these Challenge Baby Limus 33 CX tyres, no problem at all. So I was pleased with that, so I've popped those on. These are just clincher tyres, they're not tubeless because I could not be bothered to go tubeless. The only problem I have with these tyres, and maybe someone out there can help me, is I can't see any arrows on the casing as to which way they should go. So at the moment I think I've got little arrows pointing forwards, but maybe actually you'd get more grip if you turn them round. Not really sure. If you know the answer to that, leave a comment down below. That would be really useful. Thank you. So after a few days of trying my springy thing on the turbo, I went for my first grav ride. Now just to put this into context, I've ridden mountain bikes for many years, hardtails and full sussers. But up till this point, I've been pretty skeptical of grav, I'll be honest, especially in the UK where it just tends to be muddy. Now, the springy thing was on the Zenium because it was on the turbo, and because I was doing this grav ride solo, I thought I cannot be bothered to take it off. So I left it on, and I'm so pleased I did. I actually found that on the road sections, it really helped damp out the road noise, and then on the sort of gravel/mud sections, I found that it really did help take the edge off everything. I was really pleased with it. And then a couple of really muddy, wet, grassy climbs that were quite steep, just that sort of little bit of bounce up and down helped me to get more traction at the back wheel. I'm really glad I left it on. So what are the catches that I mentioned at the beginning? Yep, you guessed it. Your mates are going to find it hilarious. You will not be able to go out on a ride without them taking the mick. And no, I don't know these two guys. Never seen them before in my life. They were the best free stock images I could find. The other catch is it's pretty heavy. I completely forgot to weigh it, but I would say it's between 300 and 400 grams at least. And unless you get the setup right, it definitely does rub on your inner thigh. And who knows how long it will stay springy. It says it's made of high quality T6 7mm aluminium alloy. It will take quite a lot of punishment. I wonder how long it takes for it to get to the point where it fatigues so much that your saddle falls off. If Peak Talk is watching, maybe he could give us an engineering perspective. So what are the alternatives? Well, you could pay 13 grand for the Specialized Diverge STR with its new fandangly suspension gizmo widget gadget thingy. Or you could go for the more cost-effective Canyon split carbon springy seat post. You can buy this separately from Canyon, and presumably that's a round seat post there, so as long as your bike can take it, you can buy this separately. So you could give that a go, or get yourself a Grizzle. Made a video about that the other day, check that out. Or there's a multitude of suspension seat posts you can buy. This one here is actually really cheap as well. It's about 25 quid, I think, from Chain Reaction. Or you can spend hundreds of pounds for these ones. Who knows how good they are? If you've tried any of them, leave a comment down below. That's about it for this video. I'll leave you with this. This is the most expensive gravel bike in the Bikotic.com website. This is the Specialized Diverge S-Works STR, £13,000. Or if that's a bit too expensive for you, this is the cheapest gravel bike in the Bikotic.com website. This is the Triban Grivel 120 599. So that's 12,401p cheaper than the Specialized Diverge S-Works. So, something for everyone, Bikotic.com, come and check it out. If you like this video, give it a good old thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, check out the website. Until next time.